You are good enough. This is probably the message that you are waiting to hear if you are currently debating your ability to become a coach. You are good enough. You've seen other coaches out there and you've thought to yourself, I would love to do that, then you are already good enough. And trust that. Deep down, if you really didn't believe that you were capable of being a coach and becoming a coach and creating the life that you want to live, then you wouldn't be sat here debating it, right? Think for a minute, I said to you, do you want to come and learn how to fly? We're gonna climb up this really tall building and jump off, we're gonna fly, it's gonna be great. Would you waste any time debating, thinking to yourself, oh, I don't know if I could do that, I don't know if I'm good enough, what are people gonna think, and this, that, and the other? No, you wouldn't, because you know that you can't. The reason that you are sat here debating whether or not you're good enough to be a coach is because deep down, on some level, you already know that you are. If you have seen this and it has resonated with you, then trust that. That is not trivial and that means something. The reason one side of you wants to do it is because you know that you're good enough, and the reason the other side of you is debating and is uncomfortable is because this process involves getting outside your comfort zone. It involves growth, it involves evolution, and whenever we do that, whenever we come to step outside of the comfort zone, we experience discomfort. And this is done by a part of your mind deep in your subconscious, a part of you that wants to keep you safe, basically. And so long as you always stay the way that you always have, things are predictable, outcomes are predictable, you will probably survive and you are safe. And this is why getting outside the comfort zone is not something that a lot of people do. This is why it is uncomfortable. This is why we experience fear whenever we're doing anything for the first time. I think your first day of school, how scary that was, your first day at work, a first date, any first at doing anything for the first time that is something you haven't done before, that is something unknown, is scary, right? And your brain right now is throwing all sorts of different reasons at you as to why you might not be good enough, or why you're not capable, as to why you can't do this and you can't do that, to keep you safe, to keep you in this safe zone. And no, it won't always feel that way, right? It may not seem it when you see all these other coaches online showing up, helping people, living that life. We all went through this. We all had this period where we doubted ourselves, and it is normal and it is human, and it will happen no matter what venture you go down. But ultimately, unless you stay stuck, unless you stay exactly where you are right now and you never pursue, you will always experience this. That is the only way you won't experience this, is staying exactly where you are right now. When we grow or evolve, we step outside our comfort zone, and this is why most people stay exactly where they are. This is why most people stay comfortable. And the truth is, if you are being called to be a coach, if you have seen the coaches online, Instagram or whatever, right, and you've seen the lifestyle that they're living, you've seen what they do, you've had that connection to it, then it's meant for you, and you can trust that. When you see us showing up online, right, coaches like myself, other people, when you see that lifestyle, right, they're working completely online, they can travel whenever they want, they can do whatever they want, they're their own boss, they have that freedom, they're helping people change lives for a living, and they're getting paid very generously to do so. Of course, anyone is going to want to do that, right? Anyone would look at that and think, wow, I'd love to have that life. But in order to be a coach, you have to be genuinely connected to the idea of helping people. You have to genuinely care. You have to genuinely get excited about the idea of helping people change their lives and doing that for a living. And that is not something that everyone has. And if you have that, then you are good enough. And the rest is just learning. You can learn the techniques. You can learn how to coach. You can learn how to find clients. You can learn how to set up a business. Those bits right there are bits that we cannot teach and we cannot give you. You cannot teach someone to care about something they don't care about. You cannot teach someone to be fulfilled by the prospect of helping people change their lives. That's something you either have or you don't. And if you have that, that is all you need. The rest is just learning, and you can do that. You didn't know how to walk until you did. You didn't know how to talk until you did. There's so many things that you do now that you never knew how to do, first of all, and now you do. You can learn. You are capable of doing the rest. It's important to know that coaches aren't subject experts. You're not expected to know everything. You're not expected to have all the answers. You're not expected to have everything about life figured out. A coach helps a client find their own answers, find their own solutions, and you'll learn how to do that as you train. You'll learn how to help people find their own answers, learn people how to find their own solutions. You're not expected to have it all right now, and you are not expected to be perfect. You are not expected to have all your own stuff together and never experience a bad day and never experience negative emotion. We all do, right? Behind the scenes, no matter how someone is showing up online, we're still human. We still have bad days. We still experience negative emotion. We are not perfect. We are not superhuman. We are human beings who help other human beings. And there's this huge misconception when you go into coaching of this procrastination, this preparation mode, that until you have everything all figured out, you can't help another person, and that just isn't the case. Who you are and what you know and your advice and your life experiences, yes, they'll be valuable, but that's not what you're handing over to the client. Coaching is something completely different. Coaching is holding space for this other person to go through their own journey, right? And you just have to know how to do that. You do not have to be perfect, and perfect is an illusion, unobtainable. It's never going to happen, even if you got to what your idea of perfect. If you have someone in your life or someone online, right, that you see and you think, oh my god, this person is perfect, they look perfect, they have the perfect life, do you like that person? Do you want to get close and connected to them? No. We don't like people who appear perfect, right? It's unrelatable. It's not even useful, even from a business perspective. But to help someone, right, you got to be vulnerable and authentic and show up and meet them where they're at. And to say that you are human and you are not perfect will be amazing for your client, right? To build rapport and to hear them and to listen. Let go of this idea that you have to have everything all figured out, that you have to be perfect, that you have to have all the answers, that you have to be completely 100%, it has to feel easy and amazing. It doesn't for anyone. A little inside secret to the world of coaches: we all have a story, we all have our own past, our own traumas, our own things that we have gone through, and that is part and parcel of what calls people to this journey, profession, is we know how it feels to be in pain, and we want to help other people move out of that, right? We all have a story, and if you have yours, then that is amazing, and that is just going to be extra valuable to your journey of becoming a coach. And all of us, me included, beginning in that journey of being a coach or doing something new, you feel uncomfortable. You can have a bit of negative self-talk, you can have a bit of doubt, and that fades away in front of the other, right? Take that leap. Trust this feeling that you have within yourself. If you are seeing us showing up as coaches, doing what we do, changing the world, changing our own lives as part of that, and you're thinking, I would love to do that, then trust that that is your sign that you are good enough, and the rest is just learning.